everyone, this is Tiffany, LaSha, and welcome back to my channel. We bring you a new video today, and today we'll be talking about relationship cycles. And this topic came from this lovely individual right here. Y'all hear me say her name in almost every video that I have made. She is my mentor. She is a great woman of God. She's a mother, she's a wife, she's an entrepreneur, and she's been a great help in my life. And I really think some of the things that she has to say and want to share, some of the things that she see in some millennials today, some adults today, relationships with different people, or regular relationships, I really think she has some good things to talk about today. So just keep watching this video. Okay, so Miss LaShawn, I don't think I said her name, LaShawn Williamson here, if I didn't. So what's on your mind today?
I'm just here to talk with you. I mean, you know, we have our talks about different things. So I'm just excited about where you are in your life right now, your relationship with a wonderful young man. And my husband and I have sat with them on several occasions and just love to see the frequency that they have together. And I think that's what we can talk about, the frequencies that you have in your relationships, because we're always in a situation where there's a frequency emitting into the atmosphere, okay? So when it comes to relationships, are you always at the same frequency? You find yourselves at the same frequency at some point in a relationship. You know, what are you dialing into? Why are you finding yourself there? So I think those are some of the things we could talk about real quick, because there's a cycle that people go through when it comes to relationships. And you have to figure out what is that frequency that you are emitting, you know, that's contributing to where you are in your relationship.
So one of my passions that I'm learning is that I really want to help young women. And I really believe that whatever you came from is what God sends you back to bring other people from. So I know that and not just with one person, because most of my previous relationships, I ended up going to somebody else who was just like the person that was like who I left before, because it was who I was attracted to, or it was my type. So by me sharing some of the things that I came from and like where I'm at now, I get a lot of young women to ask me like, how did you do that? And what are you doing now? And I just had to realize that I stay in a lot of dysfunction. And I see a lot of young women who are staying in dysfunction, and they're staying in it out of comfort. I listen to Pastor Keon sometimes, and he said some people don't know how to live unless they are living in dysfunction, because you don't know how to function without pain, because pain is what you're used to. And I'm seeing that a lot with people my age, and even some that's a little older because they never got out of it. So what would you say about us living in the cycle of dysfunction?
Well, I think first of all, you have to realize that you're where you are because of the decisions you've made.
Right.
And we so often, when we're victims, we're looking out at what others have done to us, but what have you done to contribute to where you are in your relationship?
Right.
And I think until people become real with themselves, whether they're a man or a woman, they have to take ownership for where they are and how they got there. If you can't figure out how you got there, and it continues to happen, the problem is with you.
Right.
And you got to figure out, why is it that you find yourself in these same type of relationships over and over and over? Because if you think about it, if it keeps happening with different people, what is the common denominator in the relationship? You.
It's you.
So what are you doing to end up in the same place every time? Knowing that helps you do something different.
Right.
Until you figure that out, you'll stay in the cycle.
Right. One of the things that a lot of us do and that I have done, and I will admit to it, is that we fall in love with potential. We see things in people that, oh, he could be my husband, or he could be this, or he could be a great man. He could, but if that person is not showing up with the vision that you created, keep in mind you created this vision. Even though that they may very well have the potential, we have to stop falling in love with potential, because everyone doesn't always reach their maximum potential. We see people and we like, but you can do this. You know, I want you to do this. If that person is not putting forth the effort to be your fiance, or to be your husband, or to be a provider, then they're showing you who you are, who they are, what they're going to continue to be, and you have to make the choice: do I want to stay, or do I want to leave?
So basically, you're being unfair to the other person, because you're putting on that person your belief of who they are going to become.
Right.
And they might not have that anywhere in sight. So it's like they can't live up to your expectation, because it wasn't what they were trying to accomplish in the first place. It's what you wanted them to be. And it's important for you to know what drives that person. You know, if you don't see any drive, don't try to pretend that there will be some.
Right.
Because after a while, you're going to see fruit, if there is some. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, you're just sitting there hoping and waiting, and it's 3 and 5 years later, and you still and he's still trying to figure it out, and you don't see any type of movement towards them progressing. I mean, why are you expecting them to do something different?
Right.
You know, there's enough information there for you to make an informed decision if that's going to work or not. Potential is great. I mean, you know, I married a husband where I saw a lot of potential in him. You know, we got married young. I was 21 and he was 22, college students right out of A&T. And I saw a lot of potential in my husband. I also can say that time showed me what I thought was there was true. Time will tell you. Now, it don't take a whole lot of time to tell you. But if you want to know the truth, time will tell.
This cycle that I'm in has really caused me to change and open up my mind a lot, because, like, I was one of the ones who was used to living in dysfunction. So when something good came about, it scared me to the point where I didn't even realize that I was scared to be happy, because I was so used to what I was used to. So happiness scared me. Like, I couldn't see myself really being with the person that I prayed about, or the type of relationship that I prayed about. So I had to, just like I mentioned in a clip that I posted before, like, I really had to start digging deep within myself. That's why when she told me she wanted to talk about relationship cycles, I was like, yes, we got to talk about it, because we skip things. So in this in this relationship that I'm in now, like, I'm just so happy.
You're living from a place where you put God before the man. That's a whole nother thing.
Right.
You know, normally we make the man the God and not trust the God to make the man.
Right.
You know, so this commitment that y'all have made to remain celibate in your relationship until you're married, you know, it's not a fleshly thing that you're doing it for. It's more of a spiritual reason.
Right.
Why? Because you want to honor God. And that's the difference in a relationship. You know, we can't just say that this is going to apply to everybody, because if your intentions are to live the way you want to live and get the most out of life that you can get out of it, because this is your life and you're doing what you want to do, you know what, I wish you know the best that life can offer you with that. But there's no guarantees. But one thing we do know is that there's a certain conviction that we have, and an assurance that God will bless our relationships if we put Him before the relationship.
Right.
And I think that, I know that that's why your relationship is where it is now, because you both are committed to honoring God in it. I don't believe that you should be taking on responsibilities as if you were married when you're single.
Okay.
Washing the clothes is very intimate. Okay, I don't recommend that. I mean, it's just like, why can't he wash his own clothes? Because when he get married, is he gonna wash his own clothes? If you just gonna do all the washing, I mean, maybe you one of those sweet wives that just do everything in the house. He ain't got to do nothing but just, bring home the bacon and you fry it up in the pan. Maybe that's how you gonna do it. But he can wash his own clothes. I mean, that's not what you're there for. There's a time and a place for everything. And I'm not talking about those who are shacking. That's not what I'm talking about. We ain't talking about, don't even get, That's not what, we're not talking to you. Keep washing his clothes if you shacking, because you're already pretending like you're married. You acting like you're married. But I'm just saying, right?
You're right. That's why I'm just like,
I mean, if you acting like you're married, then yeah, wash his clothes and, pay the bills and, whatever, do the stuff. You just don't have the commitment of a ring and a license. So you're living that way. But if you're just dating and you just want to show that you are domesticated, I don't know what your reason why wanting to wash his clothes would be. And that would be interesting to find out. Well, why would ladies say they just want to wash his clothes?
Right.
I mean, what reason would you want to wash his clothes for?
I think the only reason is because you're trying to show that you can be a wife. But I feel like there's other ways to show that.
I mean, you say, I don't understand why you would wash. I do not want my daughter washing no man's clothes unless he's her husband. Got to a place where I was just tired of being used, and I didn't like who I saw in the mirror anymore, so I had to come to myself. You got to come to yourself to realize where you really are as a person, as an individual, not what other people say you are or how they try to make you, feel you are. You know how you feel you are. You know how you feel when you look in the mirror or when you're by yourself. That place of self-discovery, you have to be real about that. And so that's when I really cried out. My journey started to really know God and what He intended for my life.
Right.
And I had done enough, out there in the world with enough men out there in the world that I knew what I didn't want to settle for in a man. And I just started focusing on me, and I started growing in Christ. And that's how, as time went on, I did meet my husband. And it basically told him he was a trick of the devil because he was trying to distract me from being on my journey, on my road of self-discovery and growth. And I was just in a good place. I don't want to think about a man. So, it's that self-discovery. And I just think that women sometimes are so afraid to let themselves go there. Because sometimes you're so confused, you don't really know who you are because you're so, you got so many voices, so many experiences that have shaped you, and you're in there trying to find yourself.
Right.
But if you could just be still and cry out to God and ask Him to help you and help you break this cycle that you're in.
Right.
God will answer you. You just got to reach out.
Right. So if it's anything that I could leave with you guys today is when we talk about break the cycle, after you break the cycle, you have to start a new one. So start the new one with yourself. Put yourself first and have God. God has to be in it. God has to be at the head of everything you do, at the head of every relationship, and just go from there. And break it and start it.
And I just want to be clear because I know you have a lot of followers, Tiffany. A lot of people respect you. This is only applying to those of you who really are tired of where you are and you know you need to do something different. If you live in your best life now, you like what you're doing and but you just mad because he cheating on you and how you get him just to be with you. And this is not for that. Okay, because this is just a cycle you gonna stay in, because you already know you settling for less if you even got somebody else. Right. You know, where people feel like just saying I know who he coming home to is okay. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
I was talking to her one time and I told her, all these girls who claiming you're the main chick, if you have to say I'm the main chick, then you know you part of a number. You're not number one. It's I'm the only. If you're not the only and you're okay with it knowing that he here and there, this video's not for you.
Say that again. You got to know you're the only, not the main.
Yes.
Can
main still puts you in the number.
Do you deserve to be the only? Or you only deserve to be the main?
Because I don't know no man that wants you because you think it's cute to be the main.
Unless he just likes a Harlem or something, and you know he
not no real man.
And then you ain't got the right kind of man,
right?
And is that the kind of man you want your daughter to be with,
right?
Where he said, "Well, that's my main girl, but them over there, they're the other girls, right?" And so I'm the main girl, mama. I mean, take it fast forward. You self-absorbed in where you are right now. Take this thing fast forward, and you have your daughters coming and telling you that,
right?
Your skin should crawl. You should not want that for your daughter. And you should not want that for yourself. Be the only one. I'm the only one for my husband. Okay?
And there are men out here who wants only one woman. Everybody has temptation. Stop putting it out there in the world and in other people's ear that all men gonna cheat anyway. I don't receive that.
I'm going to tell you.
I don't receive that.
When my husband stands up in front of men in large congregations and says, I've been with one woman for 31 years, it's just proof it can happen.
Yes.
And I just give God the glory for that. Because I can't say it's because I'm all that, but I am all that to him. Okay? But I'm the only one for him. He chooses me. He's the one for me. He's the only man for me. Are there other offers? Have there been other temptations? For him? Absolutely. For me? Absolutely. Because I ain't bad looking and he sure ain't bad looking. Okay? But with all of the other baggage and all of the other things that come along with that, and most of all because we know it's not pleasing to God.
Right.
Why go there for a few minutes thrill if it's going to be that? And you can't even enjoy it because you're so guilty.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, like I said, she talks to a lot of different people, and I know you have a lot of different friends. So, just trying to filter this out so we don't have to get all the comments of, that's old-fashioned, that's whatever. This talk right here is for the lady who says, I deserve better and more. Okay? And you really are ready to discover who you really are and know your self-worth and how God sees you. That's who we're talking to. Because, everybody has their season for doing their thing. I had my season for doing my thing. I just want to tell you this. You don't know when your thing is going to end.
Right.
You don't know when your day is going to end. And you're chancing it every single day.
Right.
So don't just assume you can live your best life now and get it together 10, 15 years from now. You're not promised tomorrow.
Exactly.
So today's the day for you to make that decision. It'll change your life.
Yes.
It'll change your life.
All right. So that is going to wrap up this session of Tiffany LaSha's YouTube channel. I don't know what it is after that. But we thank LaShawn for being here with us.
LaSha and LaShawn.
Yeah. LL.
LL.
So yes, we love you ladies. We love everybody who watched the video. Like she said before, everything is not just about the females, but that's who we were talking about today, the singles. And if you want to do better and have better for yourself, start now. Make the decision to start now. It's not going to be easy the whole time, but you have to start somewhere. So we gonna